My name is Martin Kemp, and this is my little dog, the love of my life, Iris. I'm going to say the walk that I used to do with my mum and dad, and the walk that I used to do a lot with Shirley, and that's over Hampstead Heath. That's absolutely, even while I live here in Hertfordshire, if I want to go on a nice Sunday walk, I think I'll drive back to Hampstead Heath. As mad as that sounds, as mad as these things, there's beautiful walks around here that we can go on, but the walk that I go on that brings back all my memories of being a kid and with my mum and dad and with Shirley when we were younger is Hampstead Heath. My favourite corner of the garden has to be down by Piglet. When we took it over, this house, Piglet used to be this tiny little pig den, and where they used to keep pigs during the war, and the roof was like this, and Shirley rebuilt it and so she could use it as an art studio. But I grow a little vegetable patch down there that it really is in memory of my dad, because when I was growing up as a kid, we used to have a tiny little garden, and it probably about as big as this rug, and on it we used to have, my dad had a lawn and he had vegetables growing and everything else. So I grow that vegetable patch down there in memory of him. A bit of gardening advice I think that I would pass on is always think about gardening as the moment. Not like the best time of the year is the spring or the autumn, but be in the moment, because it can be any moment during the year. That's my advice, really. Enjoy the moment that you're in and not what you're working towards. I go up and down the country a lot with work, especially when I'm doing the DJ gigs. So I see a lot more of it now than I ever used to. I think I've come to the conclusion that probably North Yorkshire, along that coastline there, is probably the prettiest. I know that might upset a few people, but listen, it's a beautiful place we live in, Devon and Dorset and up in the hills in Scotland. We are absolutely blessed with where we live, but there's something really special when you go from Wales up into Yorkshire that pulls on my heartstrings. Maybe that's where I was in a different life. Favourite part of working with my son, with Roman, is all of it. I've got to be honest, probably the fact that I get to see him, because I know that we have a boy and a girl, Harley and Roman. Girls go home to see their parents. Boys, like myself when I grew up, you don't. Once you leave home, and it's kind of, I think me working with Roman is a really good excuse for me to see him. And we have a lot of fun together. We do several projects together along the way. And we have been working together ever since he was kind of like 15. I think the first thing we did together was a TV documentary where we learned how to fly Second World War aeroplanes. And there was a moment during that show that I will never forget, will be the last memory I ever have. And I was flying in this training plane for the Stukas, and Roman was flying in a training plane for a Spitfire. These are World War II aeroplanes, and they're open top, so you're just wearing a leather cap and glasses. And I look over and it's beautiful blue sky with little puffs of cloud everywhere. And we were playing this dog chasing game. And I look over at one point and Roman's aeroplane was bright yellow, and it come wingtip to wingtip alongside mine. And he looks over at me, and he was only 15 at the time, and he went, and then this whole aeroplane went, and I was thinking, oh my God, what have I created? Right? It was absolutely a moment that I will never forget. But listen, working with my boy, you get moments like that that you wouldn't get if I wasn't working with him. So yeah, we've had a lot of fun and some great experiences together. One of my favourite moments from Gogglebox is always when I embarrass him. If I talk about me and Shirley getting intimate, then that always upsets him, and he walks off a couple of times. But it's fun, he knows that. And listen, he spent half his life trying to get me, trying to prank me, trying to embarrass me. And so it's really nice when I can get him back.